Welcome, my Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your 7-card draw. What do I need read for this full moon to new moon next August into September? I'm your reader, Angelo, Lyons. Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of DrawingTheCircle Productions since 1998, author of Words of Grace, from a professional witch, now available on Kindle, the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hi, my gems. Yeah, you're getting 2 in a row. I'm doing two series simultaneously, the work, career, vocation reads, and the full to new moon reads to catch up because I took some time off. I went to Saratoga to see my parents and my sister, which was great. A little rest, a little relaxation, a whole lot of food. So it's good to be back home and back at work. So let's get up in this gig. If you are new to the channel, a 7-card draw just means, or if it's an 8-card draw or a 5-card draw, it just means 1 card, in this case from 7 different decks. We're doing 2 tarot decks, we are doing 2 healing systems and 3 oracles. I do believe I checked the math, that makes 7, to get you the clues, tips, and hints that you need about a specific timeline. So not a timeless read, a timed read, from this full moon on August 22nd, which is full at Void of Course. Look up Void of Course. It's like the moon is in between 2 signs. It's a long story. It's the only planet that does that, thankfully. But that is on Sunday, August 22 at 8:02 a.m., but it then goes into Pisces at 8:43 a.m. So if you want to get the waxing side of it, you want to get there before 8:02 a.m. on that Sunday. I am in New York, so that's Eastern time. And then we are looking at a waning moon read, reducing, letting go, forgiving, alchemizing, healing. Really, you get the idea. To the new moon in Virgo on Monday, Labor Day, September 6th. And not only is it a new moon on Monday, someone wake up Simon LeBon, and not only is it Labor Day, it's also my birthday, so I'm probably going to take that day off. So I kind of want to get that reading, the new moon to full moon reads, done ahead of time a little bit too, so maybe take the weekend off. I don't know, we'll see. If you want to book me for a private personal read, there is a video in the description box showing you how to do that, booking a reading with Mal. Not just about how to book me, because there are some steps like video platforms. I'll make house calls if everybody's got the shot in the arm and we're cool and all of that. But at this point I don't have a public office, so I'm not really ready to just run right out there and do face-to-face readings, but you'll see. Skype, Zoom, Facebook Messenger, there's all sorts of ways we can do a video call. But most importantly, what happens after the reading is contained in that video I did, because I asked my clients to reach out to me 48 hours after the reading, after the energy has settled and integrated a little bit, and if they have any like questions for clarity. Not like I'm going to reread them all over again, but that's just the way I've been working for decades now. So that being said, this is a general read. You know the dealio with that. So check your other signs to get more information about what we are about to look at, right? Your sun could get different information on the same situation than the moon that fits together somehow, or it could be a total other situation that you need to deal with this waning moon. And do keep in mind, the 3 days before new moon is called dark moon, balsamic moon. It tends to be incredibly challenging. So great, we've got a dark moon holiday weekend here in the US, and most of my birthday. So you know, I'm feeling that. I'm sure I'll do something, something. Probably stay home and do shadow work, knowing me, and that's why this is a shadow read, right? What is the shadow you need to embrace, heal, alchemize from lead to gold? You'll see as we go, right? Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I will do the same to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace that I can through the pantheons of the divine, to which I'm intricately contracted to work with in this life through these 7 decks of cards. Cool beans. I went to school in Boston. Please take a nice deep breath. Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. Here we go. Using the Caroline Mace archetype deck, I call upon my collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above 8th chakra, and above the totems and animal spirits, a new deck, and the pantheon of pantheons. Please, 1 card in clarity. clarity for the Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I'm watching this video, receiving this reading. What is the dominant 8th chakra archetype, right? The soul power being alchemized, healed from shadow to light, lead to gold, toxic to healthy, perfect for them getting their shadow work at least clarified. This could be their archetype for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. This could be them, someone else, a whole situation, a lesson, all of that, some of that. So what do you got for them? What's the dominant 8th chakra archetype affecting everything else underneath it? This full moon, void of course, to new in Virgo. Did you just get the Don Juan? The Don Juan archetype, definitely I believe a wild card family archetype. There are 9 families of archetypes. So the wild cards are kind of the ones that don't fit in anywhere else. I mean, I guess you could also say it's the masculine because Don Juan, Don means father, so Father Juan. And it could be. Some archetypes split families in a couple of ways. But let's look at this one because this is all about the power of seduction, both toxic and healthy. So the shadow attribute, using the power of romantic attraction for private agenda. That's not a gift, honey. That's bait, right? Kind of, using your romantic seductive qualities to get what you want where really there's no romantic agenda there at all. Or you do have a romantic agenda there, but you're kind of futzing around, not being really, really clear about what's going on there. But definitely one of the romantic archetypes. The light that you're shooting for, lead has 3 more atoms than gold, hence a waning moon read. You're going to burn off, transform 3 of those atoms, symbolically speaking, from the shadow to the light, the toxic to the healthy, the lead to the gold, spotlights your positive seductive qualities. And believe me, there are such things as positive seductive qualities, right? Do you ever come across one of those salespeople that they're just so into it, right? There's no romantic agenda there necessarily, but they're kind of like in love with what they do. And it's not that they could sell an Eskimo snow. Is that, I don't want to get canceled for that. This is a really old saying. Let's say they could sell somebody who lives in the frozen tundra snow, pick your metaphor as you like, that you just can't help it. It's like somebody with positive seductive qualities usually doesn't have to work very hard. And usually they're not even trying to. It's just their natural magnetism, and maybe in this case, aminal magnetism. Nothing like a juxtaposition of letters to lighten the mood, don't you find? All right, Daughters of the Moon Tarot. We're going to look at the next 4 chakras under that. Heart, throat, third eye, crown, the world inside of you, your feminine energy, your yin dynamic, your emotions, your choices, your mind, and your spiritual power. It's really 8th chakra is mystical power. It's a little bit different. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon my goddesses of air. And the sign of Gemini, please. 1 card in clarity for the Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Watching this video, receiving this reading. What's going on inside of them? Heart, throat, third eye, crown that they need to be aware of inside of themselves. This is usually where the majority of the shadow work goes on anyway, dealing with this Don Juan archetype, whether it's them, somebody else, a situation that's kind of seducing them as the cards slide across the table. You really want me to shuffle these clearly, I get it. So please, what do they need to be aware of inside of themselves? Heart, throat, third eye, crown dynamic, this full moon, void of course, to new in Virgo. Well, you have got another masculine vibe here. This is Pan, which in the Daughters of the Moon Tarot is an amalgamation of the Emperor and the Hierophant, which have a lot in common. Definitely masculine imagery on most tarot, right? Not all art has to do it that way. But we are looking at a divine masculine thing here that is about stages of growth, hierarchies, protocols, right? But this is Pan, the Dion, right? The man god. And there's a very positive vibe, very earth, very centered, but also in its way, very innocent, very playful, right? If you think of Pan, the Greek god, well, of nature, the goat-footed god. And there's the great god Pan, which is all masculine nature. And then there is the son of Hermes, Pan. They're probably the same. I'm familiar with him, horny little goat god that he is. But the vibe that I get off of this is definitely about controlling yourself, right? This could very much be your archetype, the Don Juan, really wanting something, but you have to be very, very careful about your agenda, right? Using the power of romantic attraction for a private agenda, right? So maybe you do have very, very strong romantic feelings for somebody that you're having to try and control. And here's a better word they just gave me, master, right? Because you shouldn't have to hunt down somebody, right? Because of emotional agenda. Yeah, you can scope and probe a little bit. Everybody does it. Everybody been verified or whatever, you know, check out, get some deets, get some information. But the vibe I get on this can be very, very, very healthy, because we're looking really at throat and third eye when we're talking masculine energy, the heart really being more element of water, divine feminine, and the crown chakra being sort of the coming together, the unity of masculine and feminine. We're really going to look at your choices, your willpower, what you will, what you won't. You know, spit, swallow, or chew. Do you spit it out? I really like you. Do you swallow it? Nope, not going to say anything. Or do you chew on it for a while you sort of think things over here? The other thing I'm getting here is there are stages and levels, right? Like, yes, an emperor can be born, right? The emperor dies, they're usually the son, inherits the throne. But usually a position of power like that, if you will, even like chairman of the board, chairperson of the board, right? Head of the organization, whatever, usually has to go through stages of development. Same with the Hierophant, the high priest. Now, no one's made a Hierophant day one. They have to go through learning. They have to go through schooling. What I love about the card of the Emperor in particular is it's often very logical, but also very intuitive in the sense of creative intuition. Very heart, third eye, crown, like kind of balancing, well, we could do that, but if we do that, how does that feel? Kind of going back and forth to create something a little bit more healthier and in alignment with spirit, which with that Don Juan, that can be very, very attractive when someone really, not necessarily is in a toxic way in control of what they're thinking and feeling, but is working it for a greater purpose, a higher purpose. And I like that. Or a higher purpose. We'll see what your animal, your new, oh yeah, I got the new Divine Animals deck for you guys this time around. Picked it up at Saratoga Springs. The Magic Moon, you know, I love them, by the way. They do ship. Check them out on Facebook. And I did a tour. I recorded, right, from my cell phone, visiting the Magic Moon last week. And interviewed the owner, Veronica, who's a dear friend of mine. And I read her after that, which was really, really nice. Oh, and they got good plans in store. I think that's why I might be moving up there. I don't know, we'll see. Mythic Tarot, lower three chakras. What's going on in the physical from the outside looking in at you, or from your own inside looking out at some physical aspect here, and can be both, right? Holograph. My readings tend to be very holographic. Please take a nice deep breath. Just that clearing breath is so helpful as I call upon my gods of air. And the sign of Gemini, please, one card in clarity for the Gemini collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. What is it they need to be aware of outside of themselves? Again, from the outside looking in, maybe how they're coming off. And with the Don Juan and the Emperor, Hierophant, whatever, that we've got on the table so far, that could be problematic how they actually are coming off here. Or maybe it's somebody in the outside that they're dealing with here. Only they'll know that in a general read. So get us the clearest card you possibly can for my Geminis watching this video, receiving this reading. This full moon, void of course to new moon next in Virgo. Well, anyway, just got the Page of Wands here. So yeah, there's some flirtatious energy going on here. I don't really associate the pages with specific zodiac signs. So this is a message or a messenger. This could be coming from you or coming to you. My sense is it really depends on this Don Juan archetype. You're certainly learning a lesson about seduction here. But with this going on inside of you, I think you are wiser, right? You're wiser than just to jump into this. Like, we know that fire energy is passionate. We know it is hot, right? Fire. It is also very, very quick, but very transformative. So one tiny little message can change a life. You know that. particularly if someone is in agreement, and if this Page of Wands is a mutual message of attraction, a mutual message of, I really like you, and I want to take this further, and let's seduce each other. That's really healthy. When two people consciously decide to seduce each other in the best way possible, that's lovely. Ain't nothing wrong with it either. Right? As long as people go ahead. I would love for someone to try to seduce me. It's just I'm so damned intuitive. I can always feel what's going on if there's a private hidden agenda. I learned the hard way that way. Enough people have lied to me with a private agenda, right? No. Virgo legs crossed. No, right? I'm a Virgo. You didn't hear. It's not like I don't mention it every freaking reading. So, really interesting. 8th chakra, Don Juan, heart, third eye crown, the Emperor, Hierophant, and lower 3 chakras. There's definitely a message with a messenger most likely attached. How else could it be? In the lower 3 chakras. And 2nd chakra is very much sexuality, creativity, one-on-one relationships, the navel umbilical connection. Definitely a soul contract going on here. So, the Ascended Masters, who work through the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck here, we're going to ask for a soul contract. The special office, the Office of Soul Contracts, please take a nice deep breath. All right, my Ascended Masters, this feels like a hot one. I'm digging the vibe on this big time. What is the perfect healing mantra that the Gemini Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video receiving this reading? It feels like there's some healthy restraint here on behalf of the Geminis here with that that Pan Emperor card there, though I'm sure they want to act on it. So please, the Ascended Masters of Soul Contracts, particularly we're going to say Romantic Soul is the first romantic read of the series, but it's only the 3rd. So what do you got for them? Their perfect healing mantra for my beloved gems. This void, of course, full moon to new in Virgo. Expanding inner power. I'm at my most powerful when my creativity is given a voice. Now I'm just going to go back to that 2nd chakra thing for a minute. 2nd chakra is creativity, sexuality, money, one-on-one relationships, right? It can be codependent in its toxic, can be incredibly interdependent in its health. But you gotta find a way of expressing this. I am my most powerful when my creativity is given a voice. This feels like it's saying, if you are sort of spinning your wheels on this, not knowing what to do, people say, what do you got to lose? Just tell them the truth. Just express yourself in some way, right? I mean, certainly a message does that, but you want to expand your inner power. Of course, there's a risk that they might not feel the same. We're not seeing that either way here. Don't worry, the next deck is Whisper of Love. That might tell us. But I know for myself, when I'm not feeling powerful, because it kind of happens. Nobody feels powerful 24/7, 365 every day of their life. No, not in this world. Not the way it is, particularly for the past year and a half or so, right? So what I do is I dance, right? I give my creativity a non-verbal voice. I'll put on a playlist, right? I will jam out naked in my house. Right? I live alone. My cats don't care. They're naked too, technically. They don't wear collars, right? And just kind of let that out. But I have a feeling, you know, be creative. Your creativity. Make your intentions known. Pull it out of the shadow and into the light. Spotlights your positive, seductive qualities. Because now I really feel like this is coming from you to another. I like you. And it's only a page, right? You don't have to, like, burn down the house. You don't have to send them. Don't send somebody 12 dozen roses. It's 144 roses. Someone did it to me once over a series of days. I was like, oh, thank God, I'm not allergic. I like roses, though. Lovely blood red roses. Lovely, lovely. But do something, right? And take your time. This is not a rush, although a Page of Wands could be a brush fire, bush fire. Pat it out, pat it out. I'll stop. All right. Moving on. The Whispers of Love Oracle, or as I like to call it, the Party Turner deck. The voices of the higher selves, 5th dimension, all that. Please, the 5th dimension. Yes, your higher selves are the 5th dimension. Well, they are, but please take a nice deep breath. I'm going to have to go listen to a 5th dimension album now. It's the dawning of the age of the aqualung. Please, one more breath. as I call upon the higher selves of all involved, not just the Gemini, but of course the Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I'm watching this video, receiving this reading. What is the whisper of love, the piece of information, inspiration, and insight needed from the higher selves of all involved here to help clarify this for them with this Don Juan archetype? The Emperor, Hierophant, the Page of Wands on the outer, and expanding their inner power, really expanding their sense of power, giving their creativity a voice here. Yeah, what's the vibe here? Particularly the Whispers of Love Oracle, the most clearest, accurate message, please, for the gems, this full void, of course, to new in Virgo. I'm sorry. I'm asking for forgiveness in advance. I can't help it. Turn on your heart light. Let it shine wherever you go. Look, if all goes well. If all doesn't go well, I could always be a Neil Diamond impersonator. I got the hair for it. Maybe not purple. Turn on your heart light. Allow yourself in this moment to reflect on a time when you experienced love. Now, that can involve this person if you've been together before. Or maybe there is somebody new, but for you to kind of connect and open your heart to that feeling. And of course, it's going to bring up, it's a shadow read. It's going to be, yeah, but that one didn't go well. I didn't get what I wanted. Yeah, but you got what you needed in terms of soul growth and development. And if you are really this Don Juan, or a Don Juan is seducing you, I got to say that you have the opportunity to feel that way like you have before when there's been a mutual attraction. Again, unless the Don Juan is somebody who's being a little sneaky here, I feel like you're going to catch that with that Emperor. But I feel like you feel the same way. So you might as well express yourself, but do it with an open heart. Love is the truth of who we are. We're not bodies, right? We are spirits. We are the divine. God is love. However you want to say that. So to turn on your heart light, and you can do that without the person knowing, right? Without them even being involved or even knowing who this is, right? Just think about a time when you experienced love, and that need not necessarily just be romantic love, right? Like, I go into prayer, I feel the love of God, the love of goddess as noun and verb. Play with that. The love of God / goddess as noun and verb simultaneously. You'll get it if you play with that in your mind, right? And I love that. I light myself up every day. Course in Miracles, breath work, what have you, is part of my daily spiritual practice, just so that I can do this work, let alone take clients and run a company and all of that. So to open your heart, but let us be clear, light is truth. So this is something based on truth within yourself, regardless of what this other person does. And I will tell you, if someone is coming for you in an unhealthy way and you approach them with a fully open heart, knowing that it doesn't matter what they do, they usually bail. And good, because they can't handle your frequency. And do you want somebody who can't handle your frequency but who wants to drain off of it? You see what I'm saying? So express your inner power here. Open your heart like that. I don't need to know that you're doing that. But certainly in terms of shadow work, this is really in another way saying that whatever comes out, whatever arises, love that. Thank you, Matt Kahn, his first book, right? And this situation is happening for you because everything is here to help you, his second book. And the universe always has a plan, right? Isn't that his third one? I think so. I don't remember. It's up there somewhere. So this is a very, very loving read here, but with a lovely romantic, with a twist. It's a twist. All right, here we go. The new deck. I love this. The Divine Animals Oracle. Oh, I forgot I need the magnifying glass because this has that microscopic font deal going on here. Stacey, Demarco. Loving this deck big time. Oh, I did an unboxing for this. I know it's long, 30 minutes, because I go through each card and show you the card, and then at the end, I read one from the bookie book. This has a rather thick bookie book, and I think we did Beauty, the Swan. So let's see who you guys get. And I'm not going to read the whole thing. I mean, there's a lot in here for each one. So I'm just going to see what they guide me to read you, because I don't know the deck yet. I haven't even had it. Have I had it? Yeah, I guess at this point I have almost, not quite had it for a week. No, I left a week ago tomorrow. Yeah, sorry. Just doing day math in my head. Breathe. As I call upon the pantheon of totems and spirit animals, because they're not the same thing. for the Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Please, what is the Divine Animal Oracle for my Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs? Watching this video, receiving this reading to really guide them through this, right? It's shadow work. It's a waning moon. They probably have some fears, some hesitation, some reservations. They're very in control. My eye keeps going to that Emperor Hierophant Pan card there inside of themselves. So this is not a weakling. This is not somebody who is necessarily afraid, but they might be worried, which is not quite the same as being terrified, right? They might be apprehensive, right? Well, what if this happens? What if this happens? And they might be regretful, because those are the ego. The ego is always at war. It worries, anticipates, and regrets. Well, let's see what their soul, which is raw, respectful, acknowledging, and welcoming their own feelings and whatever this experience may be, knowing that it's only going to make them better. I know it's a lot of talk, but I want the right card because I love this deck. Please, for the Gemini, what's their Divine Animal Oracle this full moon, void of course to new in Virgo? Red Fox, I'm coming, Elizabeth. Red Fox, I can't help it. I grew up watching that show, and if you ever got to see his stand-up, you could probably find it online. Just filthy, dirty, funny. Loving it so much. Of course, the numbers here are a little hard to see. Card number 3, Red Fox. I'm never going to be able to do that with a straight face, but the key word is strategy. Strategery. Red Fox strategy. Card number 3. Now that is my lucky number. I'm a 3 soul path. You shocked? Don't be. Let me read you what's going on here with Red Fox. I mean, micro font going on here. Please take a nice deep breath. Card number 3, Red Fox, strategy is the key word. Work through a strategy to get what you want. Oh my God, you're saying that to a Don Juan, they already have one. But this is for you to really get what you want. If you want the truth, you want to know what's going on here, then work through a strategy to get what you want. This is a time of transformation, so do not hide what you really are. Be a part of nature, not apart from nature. Right? Your own nature. I want you. I want this, right? Be patient. Your opportunity will come. Now, they go into the mythos about the fox. We're not going, that's really long. Goes a little bit, I love this deck, goes into the animal behavior and how that plays into everything. But then they've got this piece about the magic, and I think that's more up our alley, don't you think? Here we go. The magic. If you need some prosperity in your life, or you are wishing for a more connected relationship to the world on any level, Inari Okami may be able to give you a strategy to assist. And that's got to be more about the lore of the fox. I did not read that part, obviously. As the Inari and their Kitsumi is a living tradition, you can use modern Shinto ways, I thought that sounded familiar, to honor them. And if you are lucky enough, you can visit one of the Kitsumi temples in Japan. I mean, if you have it like that. Fox magic is transformative, and foxes can help you find the best way to get through any puzzling or difficult situation. And they even bring up the Nine Tails. I thought I was having a Naruto moment. There we go. I was wondering why those felt a little bit more linguistically familiar since I don't speak the language. I do love me some anime, though, I have to say. I always have. Star Rangers, anybody? Those back in the 70s. Anime's been around much longer than people realize. Oh, and what I love about this, too, is they give you the endangered status. Some fox species are endangered or critically endangered, such as Darwin's fox. I didn't know he owned one. The red fox is listed as of least concern. So good, red fox is alive. And will, dummy. Oh my God, am I going to have to go watch Sanford and Son reruns? So this is definitely, I mean, the fox is about being sly, you sly fox, you. Love this for you. Totally Don Juan vibe. Why do I get the feeling, oh, you Geminis are such tricksters? I mean, usually the coyote is trickster, and certainly that's true. Native American tradition here, but certainly there's something here about a strategy going on, and I do feel like who's got strategy? The Emperor. Yeah. You might want to call on Red Fox for help. I know someone's going to comment something. You better, if you know what I'm talking about. But and Esther LaWanda Page. Oh, blessed be LaWanda Page. I wonder if she's reincarnated yet. I hope so. I loved her so much. She's my favorite person on the show. Heathen. She's right. I am a heathen. Person of the heath. All right. Last card down. You know, if you've been watching, we're going to use the Blessed Be cards, the mystical Celtic blessing cards, to enrich and empower by who? Who wrote it? Say it with me. Lucy Cavendish. Ach, I love her name. I'm going to read the blessing from the book. That's why I'm trying to cut down on how much booky book I do. Because, it's informative. I can't memorize all that, but the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra decks I've worked with for a year and a half, so I'm pretty clear on the vibe there. So this is the pantheon of pantheons, right? Like of all the different cultures and traditions, starseed, indigenous, all of that, the whole nine, kind of giving you a blessing on all of this, and it's getting hot in here. So please keep on all your clothes. I will. I'm on camera. Please take a nice deep breath. It's a fun read, though. It's nice to do a fun read after those work, career, vocation reads were a little on the heavy side this morning. As I call upon the pantheon of pantheons, please, what is the blessing that you place upon the Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, watching this video, receiving this reading, cross-watchers included, right? To help them alchemize the Don Juan, to spotlight their positive seductive qualities, or maybe see the positive seductive qualities in another, but with that Emperor, Hierophant, Heart, Third Eye Crown inside of them, they have a strategy, or at least they're developing one. They're going to be wise about this in terms of the action that they take, Divine Masculine, but still formulating. And in the outer, lower three chakras, there is a Page of Wands coming, going, maybe simultaneously there. And the Ascended Masters, soul contract, saying that they need to expand their inner power, that they will be more powerful, right? They're most powerful when their creativity is given a voice, so they can turn on their heart light and let it shine wherever they go, allowing themselves in this moment, and as they go forward, to reflect on a time when they experience love, like get that heart chakra open, realizing that they lived through that one, they will live through this one, whether they only get what they need, because you always get what you need, and hopefully also get what they want, particularly calling and working with the divine animal of the red fox. Because I'm coming Elizabeth, it takes on a whole different meaning here, doesn't it? Particularly if your name's Elizabeth. So what is the blessing you place upon them? Please, my beloved pantheons of pantheons, from the Blessed Be deck, this full moon, void of course to new in Virgo. Let's see. A blessing on a battle that cannot be avoided. What kind of battle? What kind of battle, right? Is this two Don Juans? Is this someone coming for someone who's not into it or not interested? Because I cannot shake the strategy aspect of this, which is important in a battle, right? About giving their creativity a voice to feel more empowered, but it's heart-centered. And I'm sorry, you can't shake that with this is more the Emperor than the Hierophant at this point. Particularly with these last two cards on the table. A blessing on a battle that cannot be avoided. Card number 29. Let me get this for you. And then I'll wrap it up with a little channeled blessing. God, I hate that word, channeled. Translated, whatever, downloaded. Oh, it's a long one. Take a nice deep breath. Card number 29. A blessing on a battle that cannot be avoided. A blessing to help you through a conflict that must be faced with courage and compassion for all involved. I wonder if this is somebody coming for you that you do not trust. I wonder. Here we go. Battles in our lives are not always the way we have seen them depicted. They may not be a fight or a confrontation or the clash of swords swinging, sword fight. More of us do not want the battle. Oh, right? Is that right? Most of us do not want the battle. We want the peace. And to talk and parlay our way through the differences and difficulties within our lives. This could be somebody coming back out of nowhere with that page of wands, and you might be a little defensive yet still want them. It's okay to have one foot on the gas and one foot on the brake with stuff like this. Many times we may walk away knowing that the battle will bring more damage than we can face, and you walked away. And at other times we must walk through the fires of confrontation and go into a battle we did not want, but which can no longer be avoided. So this is a blessing on those who are to face a battle they wished was not theirs to fight, but it has become clear that they have no choice but to confront, to bring out their arms, and to fight. It may be with the law, it may be with wits, it may be through speaking your truth creatively, right, expanding your inner power, and it may be by refusing to accept what another has determined is enough for you. And bingo was its name, oh yeah. You just don't want to be seduced. You want the real deal. You want honesty, you want truth, you probably want true love. Who don't? Well, some people, I'm sure. And maybe with a challenge or a condition or an injustice or a cruelty, right? So this can play itself out in all sorts of different ways, particularly if this person did you wrong in the past. There may be, like, you might be the one sending the incendiary message of, we got to talk. We got to talk. If you're not going to give me closure, I'm going to give it to myself. Here's your opportunity to speak now or forever hold your peace. Could play itself out. That's a general read. You want a private read? We will go into this deeper. Here's the blessing itself. Whatever the nature and form of the battle before you, accept now this blessing upon you for your courage, for your reluctance to bring aggression into the world, for your refusal to run, for your determination to see this story through, and for the belief you now have in yourself and whatever cause it is that you now stand up for. You're probably standing up for yourself, right? If this is someone coming back that you don't want anything to do with, or you want to get some real serious closure here. For your warrior's heart, which is blessed with courage and strength, for the feeling of fear, yet the ability to stand your ground, like the emperor. For the swinging of the sword and the raising of the shield, for the quiet in the chaos that you will find, and for the sacrifice you will make in order to see this through. You are blessed, and your warrior spirit is rising, and it is blessed. For you are no aggressor or foolish conqueror, like an emperor. You are a soul who will no longer run from what stands between you and the rest of your beautiful life. Blessed be. Book drop. Yeah, this has got some weird dynamics in it, some conflicting dynamics in it. But with this turn on your heart light thing, even if it's not about this person, think of a time, like, all I have to do to turn on my heart light really is to go sit with my kitties, because they're so cute. If you're not following me on Instagram, you're missing a lot of cute kitty pictures. My 3 black cats, Savvy, Belzy, Melky, my son Sebastian, Balthazar, Melchior, and they always turn on my heart light, even when they're like wrestling, as we like to call it around here. Sooner or later, I'm like, sorry, Mom, right? Or I think about my family up in Saratoga, or I think about going to the beach and swimming naked in the ocean, which I hope we can do again someday. Sharks on Long Island, not so into it. But in the meantime, there is this seductive vibe going on here that you may have to gird yourself. You might have to protect yourself, or you may have to be the one who brings the fight, who says, this is how I feel. And you tell me here or now, and I will accept your answer, but do not lie to me. Are you into this or not? Do you want to go forward with this or not? Because I will seduce you and you can seduce me right back, and we can do this in a healthy way. Otherwise, I am clearing the field. This is, after all, a shadow read, a waning moon read. Let me give you the blessing. Please take a nice deep breath. Yes, indeed, my collective pantheons of the divine, please, may the Gemini collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. There might have been big arguments between these two people. I'm kind of getting a bit of a stalemate that was ended with an argument or something like that. Wow, okay, with my eyes closed, you're showing me whole different scenarios, but that all makes sense within the cards that hit the table. So please, may the Geminis be blessed with all that they need this full moon to new moon next. That this message coming from them or to them is done honorably, wisely, and well from the place of that self-control, that strategy, that clarity, that self-control of the Emperor, so they can expand their inner power, because they are their most powerful when their creativity is given a voice. Hence this page message most likely coming from them to somebody else, and that they get that there is a blessing on this battle that cannot be avoided. This cannot be avoided. If you've been tossing and turning about this person, this cannot be avoided. There has to be some kind of confrontation here, and it does feel adversarial, but more like, give me the truth or never speak to me again, right? But they need to turn on their heart light, whether they're thinking about this person, another person, a whole other different situation, to get their heart open on a regular basis during a shadow work period of a waning moon, to keep returning to love. Great book from Marianne Williamson, a return to love, that they can really keep their heart open, feel that fulfillment within themselves, which is the best strategy, because then you know it's not about what they make you feel, it's about what you make you feel. Particularly working with the healing strategies of the red fox. They're dealing with the Don Juan within themselves, somebody else, all of that. Some of that they may spotlight. Their positive, seductive qualities here, getting what they need for sure, getting what they want maybe if they happen to be the same things, so that they can grow, they can heal, they can move forward, they can lighten their load, they can alchemize more of their interior lead into gold, from insulator to conductor, feeling more empowered, feeling stronger, feeling wiser, clear, open-hearted, and loving for their well-being, for the well-being of whoever else this other person is, and ultimately for the well-being of all. Some would it be. And so it is. You know, I was dating somebody with a Gemini moon, I just realized, and we did not part well. I made him say 5 magic words which would ensure that he never heard from me again. Leave me the F alone. Those are the 5 words you say to me. I am gone. I will rip my energy out of your magnetic field so fast you wouldn't know what left you until later when you can't find me anywhere. So wow, an intense read, but you got to admit, a fun one, an interesting one, right? Better than the work, career, vocation reads, but you need the work, career, vocation reads as well. This is definitely a romantic thingy here. So if you want to go deeper, you want to book me, there's a vid for that, right? You want to read my book, Words of Grace, the second chakra and the heart chakra chapters might be of interest to you. $9.99, please, on Kindle, USD. Go check it out. And by all means, comment. Is this you? Is this them? Who's the Don Juan? Remember, it's not about gender, but it is a wild card thing here, so it could be both, yeah? Otherwise, wishing you all the very best and the very blessed of this full moon, void of course, the new moon in Virgo on my birthday. Yay, I'm gonna be 53. Yes, I know I don't look it. Thank you. Hail, my beloved Gemini. Stay outrageous, stay truly outrageous, stay truly, truly, truly outrageous. Hail. Farewell, and blessed, blessed be.